generic terms. Can you be found if you don't show on the first page or the second page? Can you be found? Very difficult. Anyone here very patient one? You search up to page 10 before. Another way of looking at this is, so this is, let me tell you a joke, okay? This is not my joke, disclaimer, not my joke, I heard it from an event. Somebody asked an audience this before. Let's say I committed murder. Oh, then the body is there, right? Where am I going to hide the body? Where's the best place to hide the dead body?
Ask Google.
The answer is this. Page 2 of search engine results.
Page 2 of search engine results.
That's why nobody looks there. Maybe not page 2, right? But maybe page 5, page 6. This is a joke, not a serious question. It illustrates the point that not many people search after that. So if you're not on the first page or second page and people are searching, out of these hundreds and thousands of search results, you cannot be found. One of the biggest challenges on the internet is to be found. It is a very powerful tool, but you need to be found. And that's why we built our search ads. Remember, I told you from the start, this was one of the reasons why it was our first dollar of revenue that we earned. These are the search ads. And for a premium pay-per-click model, businesses can now show on the first page or the second page. It is not new. If you talk about other businesses like airlines, budget airlines, AirAsia, why do they allow people to pay more to sit in the front 3 to 5 rows? It's because you bought earlier, you can get out earlier. So it's all premium. Ours is premium advertising. So now for a cost per click model, we allow businesses to show on the first page, or maybe the second page most, of search results. And this is how it all works, right? Now you can take a look. I come to the other side, because this is important, right? So how it works, very simple. You would first have to bid on all of the relevant keywords to your business. They must be relevant. A lot of businesses tried this before, and the reason why they don't succeed is because they bid on too many keywords. They want the entire ocean of keywords. Right? And as a result, you compromise on effectiveness. So you need to be very precise, you need to be very targeted, you need to be very specific. So that only the keywords most relevant to your business, you bid on them. When people type in this, it triggers your ad. Your ad shows up here and on the right side. So total, there will be 14 search results that show up on a single page. 3 on the top, as you can see here, ad, 8 on the right, and then 3 at the bottom. Right. So as it triggers your ad to show, every time your ad shows, it is what we call one impression. Every time your ad shows, it is one impression. Impressions on Google are free. Right. Your ad could show 10,000 times in a day, and if nobody clicks on the headline to go through to your website, you don't pay anything. Chances are your brand might still have been seen by 100,000 different people. But you only pay when somebody sees your ad, for example, this one, and thinks that, oh, he sells sports gifts. Very interesting. And I click on it. Means to say this person, the person who clicked would have selected this business out of everyone else because of what is special about the ad. And when they click on it, you only pay for that click. That's why it's called a cost per click or a pay per click model. You only pay for qualified leads and traffic to your website. And you can customize all of the text ads here. You can see many different, it's more about what do you want to write there? Is it your unique selling point, your value proposition? Do you have promotion, discount? Have you been around for 50 years? You have a very high trust factor. It's your chance to differentiate yourself so that if people see your ad, they would have selected you, click on your ad, go through to your website, and you pay for that click. So in other words, pay per click is actually pay for performance. Because if you are very specific, if you're very targeted, you will drive very high quality leads through to your website. So it's direct response, remember? I search, I see the ad, I click, I go through, the business likely will get a sale or a call. And I notice, like I say, right ad, right time, right place. Search ads and search engine marketing is very easy to understand. Let's talk a little bit more about how do you drive the goals that you care about. Maybe for you, your business, you want calls. I think most businesses, we want somebody to call up, right? Make an inquiry over the phone, make a reservation, make a booking. This is how we drive calls to businesses. As you can see here in the ad positions, you see numbers that show up. Some of you might have seen this already. Let's say I just want to call this particular florist, find out whether they have stock in place for fresh roses. All I need to do is pick up my phone, call the number that's listed there. The florist gets a free inquiry over a call because no one clicks on the ad. I only call the number that is listed. Right? And then this is what you will see on the mobile device. Same search result, you can see on the top, that's an ad. There's a click to call button. That is a business number. If I click that button, I call through to a business. Advertiser will pay for that click on the call button. So this is how we can drive calls to businesses, if that is what you want, and we are able to measure and report to you how many calls you will get. Suppose you care about store visitors. You want people to walk into your shop. You want people to physically visit your shop to buy something from you. This is how you would do it also. You can do what we call location targeting. This is based on IP address. Let me give you an example. Maybe I'm a dentist. Let's say I'm a dentist located in KL Central. Dentists wouldn't target people 100 kilometers away, right? You probably target people within 30 kilometer radius of where you are. So if I'm a dentist, I will target people located only within a 30 kilometer radius of my clinic. And when they search, based on the IP address of their phone or their computer, if they're within that radius, my ad will show to them. If they are outside of that radius, they will not see my ad. Right? And as they search, if they're within this radius, the ad shows up. And you can have this thing here, which is called a location extension, which is, if I click on this button here, it launches Google Maps. And Google Maps show me where this business is located, and I can find driving directions down to that business. Or I can call the business if I want. If you click on that, yes. If you click on the parts in blue, you will be charged for a click. The call, yes. If it is on this, it is chargeable as a click. If it is this, if I just call from here, no. It's free. Right? Everything is charged by yes.
So if they click that direction, then they come back to the web, charge once or just
if you launch the web, you have just one click, you incur that one click. Right? If they come back again, and then if they want to charge, then it's two. But most of the time, what they will do is they'll click already, right, and they go to the map. On the map, there's actually a number. They can just call from that. Then that is not chargeable.
then they come back get a direction to the time charges.
Most user behavior is like that. Yeah, most user behavior, they will search and they click and go there. Right? But let's say if it is multiple clicks within a few minutes, sometimes that one may be not a real consumer, right? Maybe it is a competitor, right? So we know all this behavior. So let's say if there's multiple clicks within 1 minute coming from the same IP address, we know that that is what we call invalid click behavior. Those clicks are filtered away before the advertiser is even charged.
That's within 1 minute. After 1
Then
minute.
we have multiple algorithms to detect invalid click behavior. It's based on human behavior. We have studied this for the last 17 years, so we pretty much are able to filter more than 99% of all of these. End of the day, we just don't want to charge advertisers for clicks that don't result in real quality traffic to your website. So the computer algorithm can think many thousand more times than our human brain. So we are able to detect a lot of this behavior. So for example, you click 2 times on your mobile phone, you go to the office, you click 2 times, over a certain pattern, there's always a pattern, we will recognize this. And those clicks are not even charged to a business at all. Right? So this is how you would target store visitors if you care about it. And the last thing, which is the most important, I want you to pay attention to this. This is very, very important. Is if your business goal is to drive more online inquiries, right? Let's say you have an online inquiry form on your website, you want to drive more inquiries. You want to drive online sales because you have an e-commerce website. You want to drive sign-ups because people can sign up for something on your website. You want to drive downloads because people can download something from your website. All these things you will be able to track and measure. How do I do that? Let's take for example this. Let's say I sell mobile phones. Right? This is my website and I'm e-commerce ready. So somebody types here, let's say he types the query is mobile phone accessories. Right? 10,000 people see my ad. Means to say 10,000 impressions. Right? out of all the 10,000 times, not everyone will click on my ad, right? So maybe out of 10,000 times my ad appears, 1,000 people saw my ad relevant and interesting. So they click through to go to my website. So 1,000 visitors to my website. Right? These 1,000 visitors, again, not all will buy something from me, right? There's always a fall. So let's say 1,000 people land on my website, 100 people end up entering credit card information and everything, and then press submit, bought something from me. Follow me so far? 10,000 times my ad appear, 1,000 times people click through to my website. Out of that 1,000 visitors, 100 people ended up buying something from me. They land on this page, which is either a thank you page, confirmation page, right? It is always a page that comes after a successful action is completed. How we can track this is we can put in what we call an AdWords conversion code. This is generated from every AdWords account. It is a small little HTML code that we put within the body tag of this page. So that these 100 people that come through, the code fires off a cookie onto your browser. So we tag you, and we recognize that is 100 successful sale, 100 successful online inquiry, 100 successful sign-ups or downloads. It's because we are able to fire off a cookie to tag all of these people. So you, at the end of the month, you can then see, well, I got 100 successful sale, inquiry, downloads, or sign-ups as a result. And then it's very important for you. How do you measure success? You need to assign a value, right? So each of these conversions, you need to ask yourself, how much is an email inquiry worth to me? How much is a sale worth to me? How much is a download worth to me? As a business owner, you will know that. You have to calculate that if you don't know. Then you assign a value. Let's say out of 100 conversions, each conversion is worth $1,000 to me. So 100 times 1,000, I get $100,000 of revenue. I spend maybe $10,000 on advertising. What is your return on investment? 10x, right? So 100,000 revenue, $10,000 I spend, 10x ROI. Means to say you're spending $10,000 to generate $100,000 of revenue to your business. If it is positive ROI, why wouldn't you continue? Right? Because you're investing money to drive more revenue to your business. And if the ROI is positive, you will continue to spend. Right? So this is how we measure success. A lot of businesses don't do this well and they think that they're not getting enough or they're not getting success. It's because they don't know how to measure. This is just one way of measuring. Right? So this is how you can measure conversions online. Right? So it's tailor-fit for SMEs, like I said. Geographical targeting, right? You can do either local targeting based on radius, or you can do like domestic targeting based on cities or states. You can target KL, Johor, Malacca, Penang, and only people in those states will see your ad. People outside won't see. Or maybe you care about export. You can target Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, UK, Dubai, and people in those locations will see your ad. Right? So that's how you select your location first. You then choose pretty much the keywords that you want to bid on. Right? Be very specific. It will trigger your ad. People see your ad. If they're interested, they go through their website. They then click on it, and then they either call you, sign up, buy something from you, or download something. Right? So it's very easy to understand the workings of how search ads work. Right? So I've talked about search ads. Let's talk a little bit about display. Right? When I say